I think your eye will like the look of having something centered. And I've crunched the numbers here and it's actually going to work out so good. I don't mind admitting I'm a little bit nervous actually. I can't say that I'm unhappily surprised.
Whenever I'm off to find a sunset, a flavor of a memory, whenever all the stars above are shining, then I know.
So I've just been trying to nut this out as far as how I'm going to have the lay of the rosewood on top. There's a lot of ways that this could be done, and there's probably as many suggestions as there are people building boats. But I've decided, I'm pretty sure I've decided on running a nice straight line from where you can see the string line is, which is the center line between where you pass through between the galley and the heads, and then continue that line on to the center of the entry to the V-berth. It has a slight change in direction where you step onto this next piece of cabin sole. I think your eye will like the look of having something centered running down the main sort of passageway through the center of the boat here. So I think that'll work out all right. Now I need to work out the distances for all of the strips of the rosewood and the white beech to work out how I start that. But the good thing is I've now got marks down the center lines of these pieces so they can go outside of the boat where I'll have much easier access to laying things on top of this. And of course, add it all up, it's going to be wider than these pieces, so I can't do it inside of the boat. So as I say, good to get the center line marked. I can now take these out, and it's just a matter of working out where I start exactly on the center line and how it all plays out. I think it's going to look very professional actually, so let's see how it turns out. So here we are back outside, and I've crunched the numbers here, and it's actually going to work out so good. What it means is this lovely white beech, I'll start bang on the center line, so that means that's the center and everything else will fall away from that at even distances. I think that's going to be very good on the eye. I think that unconsciously even, that when you go down, it will ring true that you'll see a line on the center and it'll run right through the boat where you walk through. I'm very happy with that. What I've done is I've marked out a pencil line 4mm off the center line because the white beech is 8mm wide. That's where I can start. I've got the other 4 panels marked where the center line is, so I'll just offset that 4mm, and now what I can do is start cutting up the rosewood and the white beech into lengths per panel, and then after that it's get it all ready to glue down.
Whenever all the stars above are shining, then I know I'll never be alone. Wherever all my wishes may be heading, a part of us will never leave. Oh, wherever in the world you may be hiding, in a while I know you're coming home. Tonight I know you will be coming home. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
don't mind admitting I'm a little bit nervous actually, getting ready to put the rosewood strips on the first panel, but it's a little bit of a complicated scenario actually, because I need to sort of do, well, probably about 4 things at once really. To mention, I need to get some epoxy coating on the rosewood as well as the white beech. I need to get the epoxy mixed with filler to make up a glue to put down onto the panel. I've got my drill with nails because I'm going to just put a couple of nails in the first one to set up the straight edge so that that doesn't move around. I've got my angle to shore up the end when I get to the end. So everything's pretty much prepared, but I'm probably procrastinating just the slightest amount because it's just a little bit disconcerting not having done this before, and I'm just mindful that I've got to get all this epoxy on before any of it starts to go off. That's the tricky thing. It's not just a matter of laying it down, of course, it's all got to be lined up. It's all marked where the first piece needs to go, and thereafter everything needs to follow suit, and I'll need to put the time into that to make sure it stays aligned, mindful that the epoxy has only got a window before that starts to go off. But let's just see how this goes. Fingers crossed. This is going to be interesting. The morning after I've done the first of the inlay with the rosewood and the white beech. Well, let's see what it looks like. That's come up all right. I can't say that I'm unhappily surprised. It's come up all right. As you saw, just putting a straight edge on the different surfaces, it's pretty damn level. I would say if it's not level across, it's within 0.5 millimetre, which is absolutely great. The only thing I can really pick is there's a couple of spots where the white beech is a little high. It won't matter in the scheme of things because that will be easy to sand down with a sander. That looks like it's bonded fantastically. I'll show you. Something real. We won't stay and talk, suffer love, I have to steal. Wow, that's very, very very good evidence that the epoxy has done its job. As you saw, I just split a few of these, not just one, and all three of them have broken that white beech and remained adhered to the rosewood. So that's good news. Well, that is, I'm so pleased. It's turned out to exactly what I wanted. I was actually a bit skeptical about my ability to pull this off, to be honest. As I said earlier, I was a bit anxious about starting with this, but goodness, there's a few things. The epoxy will clean off. It's not even hardened properly yet, actually, which will mean that when it's more hardened, it'll actually sand off easier. The second thing that's great is because of the thickness of this rosewood and the white beech, I've actually got quite a bit of room to play with, although obviously I want to keep it all flat. No good sanding off low in one point to get things even for it to be a dip in the board. And so a little bit of sanding, that really didn't take much, as you saw, and this has turned out a treat. Another thing is I really like the weight of it. It's now got a nice solidness to the weight of it, which will keep it nice and bedded to the whole floors. So that's a great thing. And lastly, the thing that has, I've got to say, actually impressed me is the straightness of how this has come up. It really does, if I might say, look close to a professional job. And so another big point to make mention of is this was the first one, and it's somewhat of a test piece to see whether I'm going to be able to pull this off. And this has actually shown me that I can do this, and it's going to be a rather attractive, functional part of Mistress's build. Join me in the next episode where I get some great cabin salt momentum going, everybody. Well, now that I've actually had a good start on all of the panels, please like, subscribe, hit that bell and share. I'd really appreciate that.